Welcome back to another episode of Gills in the Blood TV. Gills fans, Boz is back on duty tonight as we look back at the last week or so and preview this Saturday's coming game, Walsall at home. Enjoy your week off last week?
Yeah.
Drinking cider?
Got a little bit merry,
We
yeah.
had a game in the week.
Did.
Very good again, weren't we?
Cracking goal, Josh Parker.
Trust us to have a season where we've got no money and can't get to any away games this season. I think I saw today that it's 7 from 10 now, and our record away wins in a season, I did read, is 11 when we won the league title. So, omens. Steve Lovell though, still talking about in the Medway Messenger, safety first. Understandable.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get. You don't want him getting too big-headed almost, does he? Trying to keep him level-headed.
That's it, and it's fair enough considering where we were when he came in. We'd gone. Let's be honest. It's been, I think, is it our friend in the channel, Loon Potter on Twitter, says he's running out of superlatives to describe it. It's tricky because
he's been good this week on Twitter. I like him. Yeah.
Just when you think it can't get better, it does keep getting better. And to respond to Wigan, the loss, then people were talking about the curse of manager in a month. Well, we picked up 4 points against two sides in decent form since then. So, yeah, I think it's fair enough though. But this is the quote coming up on the screen now, so you all know what we're talking about, Gills fans. As you can see by the quote there, that obviously, like we've discussed, that's Steve Lovell saying, I'm still not thinking about the playoffs. 50 to 51 points is our aim, and it always has been. Win Saturday, we're nearly there, aren't we? We'll be 47, I think, if we win at the weekend, but we'll get to that in a little while, Walsall. So, yep, we've already said we think it's understandable. Let's get to 50 points as quick as me and Dave said last week. If we could get there by the end of the month, it'd be brilliant. And I think we're well on track to do that now, which is great. And then we start reassessing. The two people in the picture were Tom Eves and Josh Parker. So let's have another chat about them. They always say that you need decent partnerships in good sides. I mean, you go back to like, I always do it. I go back to like the Man United side of the 90s, and they always had good strike partnerships, didn't they? Yeah, that year's season when they won the treble. Who did they have? They had Cole, York, Sheringham and Solskjaer. He weren't a bad substitute, was he? But we've got our very own version at the moment. I can't remember in recent years a strike partnership, a genuine strike partnership that we've had, where we've had consistently two strikers scoring on a regular basis.
No, I think other than Cody and Akinfenwa, I think the year before we went up, when they played together a lot, Akinfenwa didn't get double figures. We got a few assists that season, but we tend not to have partnerships really, do we?
But then is that the way because the game's changed now? So generally, especially the Premier League, not so much in the Football League, but you've gone to a 4-2-3-1 there where you sort of play 3 in behind, so you don't play 2 out-and-out strikers. But lower down, it tends to happen a bit more. But we just said before we come on air, I've been racking my brains, and I think the last time we had a genuine strike partnership where both got good amount of league goals in a season would be Asaba and Taylor, 98-99 when we lost to Man City. I think they scored 44 between them that season. Gary Wade or Hayden Parry would probably be able to tell us more, but I think it was Taylor got 21 that year and Asaba got 23. So it's great to see. Statistics wise, Josh Parker has 11 goals in 39 this season, 5 in his last 12, and Tommy's 14 in 34, 5 in his last 7. So 25 in 73 as a partnership, so it's 1 in 3 just under. You can't argue with that at League One level, I don't think.
Can't be many better pairings in League One.
I can't think of any in League One because you've got Peterborough's top scorer.
I was going to say Peterborough's probably Madison and Marriott. That's not 2 strikers, is it?
Well, the lad that scored against us last week, Danny Lord, he's got 12.
Really
but there was a thing put on Twitter today, but it's striker partnerships. There's not many teams, not loads and loads of teams that play with a 2 up top. I can't think of. I'm trying to think of the teams that even like Wigan that are up there. Wigan, they only play 1 up top, don't they? It's either Grigg or it was Grigg, and then they've brought in Vaughan and Devante Cole at the moment. But I've not seen them play as a pair. Shrewsbury, I don't think they play 2 up top.
It's more teams that are struggling down the bottom, and they want bodies up there, I think.
Yeah, mate, and obviously probably something to aim at, and the theory might be that you just go from back to front a bit quicker. But yeah, it's great to see. To coin one of my favourite phrases.
Good thing as well, if we've got 2 up top, we don't always go long ball.
No, there's a bit here that Steve Lovell says, staying close pays dividends for strikers. Gillingham's front two took their tally to 25 on Tuesday night, and boss Steve Lovell's delighted with the way they combined. He's been working on bringing Josh Parker and Tom Eaves closer together. He felt they did that to tear Northampton apart earlier. Could have been 4-0 at half time. I don't think
a lot of
reports loads of people said it was better than Charlton.
Ragged, yeah.
And it says in here, I think Steve Lovell said that's his best half of football since he's been in charge, and we've been very good on the whole since he's been here. So long may it continue. David Moore, you will like that one. But another partnership at the other end of the pitch is these two players coming up now, Gills fans. That is Gabriel Zakuani and Max Amar in the picture. I said last week on one of my videos, I think it might have been a Monday when I've done on my own, I can't think on current form of a better defensive pairing in the division. That's how highly I rate them at the moment. I think they're first class. I think the fact that Gabriel Zakuani is just the out and out proper throwback centre half, whereas Max Amar can play a little bit. I think they complement each other brilliantly. Interestingly, there's a bit in the paper, and I think it was on the quote. I like Max a lot, said Zakuani, the Democratic Republic of Congo international. He's improved a lot from when I've played against him in the past. So, and then he goes on to say he is a bit more no-nonsense since I've been here. I think he sees what I do, and I hope that has rubbed off on him a bit. I think he's been brilliant, Max Amar.
I said to Louis Hart on Twitter last week, and the thing with Max is you get the best out of him when he's playing with someone regularly.
Consistency, yep.
It's no good chopping and changing, which we've done last season. You had Deji. Oh, we came up with a list last week.
Deji Osalaja, Zesh Raymond at the end of the season, Chris Hurd.
I'm sure the Messi himself, what's the day we played there once or twice as well.
He started the season there, didn't he? Because we didn't buy a centre half when Egan left. But yeah, it must have been more than that.
And then the previous time that Max has been really good is when he was with Egan consistently. So
yep.
You know, give him a regular partner. He just needs that consistency.
You can lead me into my statistics then. I've just done a bit of research, and this season, firstly, we'll do it under Adrian Pennock and Peter Taylor. When this is when Gabby and Max have started together in the same side. Obviously, bearing in mind we were rubbish on the whole under Pennock and Taylor. Played 8-1-1, drew 3, lost 4, but we only conceded 9 still in that time, so it was only just over a goal a game, and we kept 3 clean sheets. But since Steve Lovell took over, and bearing in mind, I think half of them games under Taylor and Pennock was as a back 3 as well, so there was someone else in there with them, either Ben Nugent or Alex Lacey. Since Steve Lovell taken over, we played 15 times where they've started together. Won 9, drawn 4, and lost only 2, and conceded 15. So it's 1 a game, 3 more clean sheets, and only 1 of them was Tuesday night where they started as part of a back 3. The rest of it has just been a back 4, 2 full-backs, and them 2 as centre halves. So in total, we've won 10 from 23, and we've only lost 6, and conceding 1.04 per game, and keeping a clean sheet 1 every 4 games, just under. Compared to where we were last season.
Yeah, I don't think this season we've been battered by anyone, have we?
Defensively, we've not been bad. The problem at the beginning of the season was we just couldn't score a goal, could we? So you think out of that first 8 games, the reason we lost 4 was because we didn't score in 4 games, I think, or first 3.
We struggled at the start.
So, Luke Naylor asked me a question this morning, and I might do a bit more research if I get time. Who is the better partnership? This season's pairing of Zach and Max, or the partnership from 2015-16 of Max and John Egan? And we've just said off air, it's a tricky one before we come on, without doing all the statistics and goals conceded and that, doing it properly and how many times they played together, etc. Because this is only over 2/3 of a season. But I think it'd be close. For all that season we had, we were really good. I still think defensively we were conceding a lot more per game than we are at the moment. But yeah, so it'd be a nice one to maybe have a look into. That might be a blog post if I get time tomorrow. But I said, we're going to have a little disagreement here. I said if I was just picking it on what I think I prefer gut instinct at the moment, I'd go for the current one. And you said you'd probably go...
I lean slightly towards Max and Egan.
That's fair enough. So, Gills fans, maybe we'll put it out to you. I might do a little survey later. We'll just do a poll and see. No statistics, just what one do you think's the better? Flat, straight answers, John and Max or Gabby and Max. But yeah, it's great to be having this discussion because they've been really good, the pair of them together. And yeah, he's had a decent week, Zach Kwani, I think. That was 2 former teams and he picked up 4 points.
Yep.
And Mr. Amar's had a decent week, 150th club appearance on Tuesday.
And a lovely goal as well.
Very good goal Saturday. I'm one of his biggest fans. I know some accuse me of having an agenda because I interviewed him, but that's just children for you. But you don't play 150 games for us. Again, like I said on Monday.
Similar to Nelson, we don't have many players that hang around that long, to be honest.
Not anymore, not in the modern game,
no.
and not with the way contracts work at this level. But so it's Peter Taylor brought him in, then Justin played him consistently, then Adi played him consistently and made him captain, and now Steve Lovell's playing him consistently. So that's 4 managers. So what? Them 4 are wrong, and us fans are right. Because we dig him out because he might have a poor game every so often, which is going to happen at this level. You're not going to be 9 out of 10 every week. But 150 games, well done Max, brilliant achievement. I'm sure you're watching. And long may it continue. What's next? What have we got next? And ably supported, by the way. It's not just them two. By the likes of Luke O'Neill and Bradley Garmston, Conor Ogilvie, Ben Nugent, Alex Lacey. I think we've just said, in terms of a player of the year, if we had to pick now, obviously the standouts are Thomas Holy, Tom Eaves and Josh Parker for goals and saves. But
Luke O'Neill is very, very close.
I think Max Amar's close as well, to be honest. And I think there's a couple more based on current form. So it could be a very tricky one to pick this year.
Not like last season where our player of the season awards were a joke.
It was all
The
just
whole
right, wasn't it?
way it was done.
Oh yeah, that was that last game of the season. That was wonderfully fun, wasn't it? And then we lost to Fleetwood and nearly got relegated. Right, that's enough about them two. So now coming up is a little bit of news in brief. Right, just looking at the Medway Messenger, news in brief this week. Max Amar, 150 appearances, we've already mentioned that. Luke's made a mistake, it says after playing against Walsall on Tuesday night. Nope. Mark Burney's the second Gills player to be on the brink of an automatic 2-game ban. He picked up a booking in the 1-1 draw against Peterborough, his 9th of the season. Oh, it was his 9th, but then on the previous page it says he's only got 8. And then to help me out further, Gills tweeted he'd been booked on Tuesday, so I then responded and said that's a 2-game ban, to which Mark then replied and said I didn't get booked last night. And then the club clarified that he hadn't been actually booked and then deleted the original tweet to make me look like an idiot.
So who knows how many bookings he's
on?
So
he's got 9 bookings, I think, Gills fans, and he's available Saturday. That's the main thing, we think. And Tom Eaves is the other one. And like I said last week, they've got to get to game 37 before he gets written off. There's a while to go yet, unfortunately. And Max Amar's on 8 or 9 as well.
On 8, yeah.
Sean Clare started for Sheffield Wednesday in the week.
For him, yeah.
Beat Derby. Massive result for them because I know
like he played a part as well. I see you retweet someone put his stats up,
which is really good. Yeah, so obviously in terms of us getting back, it don't help so much, but good luck to him. Another one of our ex-players has joined the Billericay Revolution. Luke Rooney.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say too much about Billericay. I've got an opinion on Glenn Tamplin, and we'll leave it there. Gills youth goalkeeper Joe Walsh has this week been on England duty after being called up to the under-16s. England will do games against Denmark, Spain and Scotland. That's brilliant to see. And another thing about our youth academy, which I've just read, has been rated 5th place out of 45 Category 3 clubs in the latest productivity results. Academies are assessed on how many appearances are made by professionals which they have produced. And development manager Brian Ball said, our aim over the coming 3-year cycle is to attempt to get more players to appear in more games for the first team, and that is a challenging task. But that's good to see.
Johnny Kessenthaler's got to be a big chunk of that.
Dacky was one, wasn't he? Yeah. Luke Freeman played a few. Rooney played a few. Was Jack Payne one?
Yeah.
So there's... We spoke to Pato, didn't we, before Christmas, and we do all right. We do all right.
Yeah,
and
he came up with a lot of good names, didn't he?
He said it was 36 or 38, didn't we? We never got round to try to do that list, but 5th out of 45, that's some effort, so well done to everyone who's involved with that. And another one here, under 15 player Matt Baker has received a call up to the Wales squad, so more international recognition. And the ladies salvaged a draw against Cardiff City last weekend to a last gasp strike from Callie Balfour, so well done to the girls. But they still sit 3rd bottom, struggled this season, which is a bit disappointing. And Conor Ogilvie writes for the Shouting Men, which is great to see. Interesting one here, it says best, not trying to dig Luke out again on the paper, but it seems to be another typo. Best game you've seen live, Chelsea-Tottenham FA Cup final. I don't remember Chelsea and Tottenham playing in the FA Cup final. since Connor's been alive? Semi-final a couple of times, or is it a League Cup final?
Cup, yeah.
2014. Most famous player in your phone, Dele Alli. And a good choice of favourite TV show as a kid, Only Fools and Horses. So he's clearly got his head screwed on right, Conor Ogilvie. And favourite band artist is Ed Sheeran. Maybe that's because he looks like him, I don't know. But yeah, he talks about us fans in the rain, and which is great to see, and says that we effectively sucked the ball over the line, and it was brilliant last week. So
shame we couldn't suck Josh Parker's over the line, weren't it?
Yeah, Steve Lovell had a little bit of a dig, I think,
yeah,
tongue in cheek.
times I've screenshotted back, I've watched it back, I'm still
I've got one
sure.
on my phone, I'll show you. I think it's over from someone higher up in the rain.
I was convinced at the time it wasn't, I'm still not certain now, nearly a week later.
But it's gone, and he made up for it on Tuesday with an
You
absolute
tweeted
rocket.
earlier, didn't you, about him and Eves, and you and Dave suggested what you thought they'd get this season.
Yeah.
And how close they are. And if we had goal line technology in these lower leagues now, they've both had them.
That's three more, yeah, exactly, yeah. Because Eves would have one at Plymouth,
yeah.
and Josh would definitely have one at home to Oxford, and potentially one against Peterborough. So.
And he had one ruled out again Wednesday as well, didn't he? Tuesday.
Very tight for offside, so I don't think the goal line technology would have helped that. But yeah, it looked very tight again. Right, anyway, rabbited on a bit there. Now, the big one, Saturday, Walsall at home. Right, form. Last 6, we have 13 points from 18, winning 4 out of 6. Have reacted very well to the Wigan defeat.
Yeah.
And last 6 for them in League One, they have taken 10 points from 18. They've won 3, drawn 1 and lost 2. At home, we are unbeaten since the 21st of October. And we have 12 points from the last 18, winning 3 and drawing 3. Their away form is horrendous. They have, from the last 6 games, taken 2 points. Their last away win was November the 25th, and they have not kept a clean sheet since, ironically, the same day that we last lost at home, 21st of October, when they beat Doncaster 3-0. In terms of danger men for them, we know the one, Mr. Oztamar Erhun, the Turkish Messi, who has 13 in 36 this season and probably at least half a dozen or more assists. Amadou Bakayoko, the big man up front, has got 8 in 33. And one player I like for them, I didn't realise he was quite that old now, is Adam Chambers, who plays centre midfield, getting on a bit, but he's played 37. But he's played 33 times this year, so all the experience in the world. He's been there for years, going back beyond like even 2015-16 when we were both challenging.
Because there's a couple of Walsall fans on Twitter saying they didn't like how he'd been treated. So maybe you won't.
I'm not sure, but he's still playing. But yeah, he's part of that good side they had a couple of seasons ago when we were both at the top end of League One before they sold practically their whole 11, didn't they?
They've got a lot of loanees in now, haven't they?
Who played in that team? They had Neil Everidge, they had the left back who went to Brentford,
Rico Henry,
Romain Sawyers, Tom Bradshaw, Sam
Morsey.
Was it Mantum or Morsey? Sam Mantum. I always get them two muddled up. So that was basically.
Paul Downing at the back as well, I think.
They had plenty, yeah, and they all got sold off, unfortunately. So, team news for us.
It's positive, isn't it?
No Aaron Morris, we know that. No Alex Lacey, couple of weeks away, Steve Lovell said, and no Billy Bingham, but both making good progress. Would you change the team?
So you said before we started this that you're not a big fan of three at the back at home.
No, I'm not. So I've got two possible sides.
On Tuesday.
That's the tricky one. So I've said we either keep the back three the same, so with Thomas Holy in goal, and then either go with Max Gabby and Ben Nugent, and then I'd bring, regardless of what formation we play, I'd bring Bradley Garmston back in, because he's not been great, but he'd try and get us on. It might be, but I want us to be on the front foot at home. Luke O'Neill would play the other side if it's a back three. This might be controversial to some Gills fans, but if we're going to play just two central midfielders, I'd drop Karen Riley. He's done nothing wrong for me since he's been in, but...
This is one thing we're playing three at the back, is then you lose one of the centre mids, and we've improved massively recently.
Yeah, exactly. And have Jake Essenthaler and Mark Byrne done enough to be dropped? And they've been a big part of one defeat since...
Jake Essenthaler the last few weeks.
It's been decent, yeah. So, and then I'd play Lee Martin behind Josh Parker or Tom Eaves, and then if I did play a diamond, I'd just drop Ben Nugent and bring Callum Riley straight back in. So I'm more inclined to go with the diamond, to be honest. Lee Martin has to start this week for me.
I think they said he's ready, and
he's just said he
had an impact.
Yeah, him and Waggy were both really good. So, and then my bench would be Tom Hadler, Connor Ogilvie, Nugent or Riley, Frank Musa, Scott Wagstaff, Elliot List, and Connor Wilkinson. It's a good bench again, really strong. So, agree or disagree? You get the deciding call.
Same as you, I'm not a big fan of 3 at the back at home, but we did win Tuesday. I'm not sure he'll change
Just
it.
reminds me of Adrian Pennock too much, unfortunately.
But this time we've got players playing in their right positions.
Yes, and they're probably...
We haven't got Lee Martin at right wing back and Josh Parker at left wing back now, have we?
Deji Osolaja playing left wing back as
Played
well.
striker one game, he scored a great goal.
We haven't got Chris Hurd.
There's not enough room.
Where is he now?
Back in Australia.
Eating his way through Australia. Right, prediction time.
I haven't seen yours. I told you mine before we started this. I think it's going to be close.
Very pessimistic.
I think we're going to win 1-0.
Clean sheet would be nice. We haven't kept one for a little while. And we have been really good defensively. We've just spoken about that. We haven't kept a clean sheet for a while though.
And I'll call Josh Parker scoring because I voted on yours earlier and I think Parker will beat Eves to that target.
So there it is then. Clean sheet for Boz. I'm going to go with the same prediction that I said last week at home to Peter and I got it wrong. I'm going to go Gills 3, Walsall 1. We're doing scorers. You've gone Josh Parker. I am going to go... I'm going to go Eves and Parker, but I'm not going to guess who's going to get one first. And I am going to say Luke O'Neill free kick.
You know what, he gets all these assists, he's due a goal.
Deserves one. So there it is. 2 wins, more positivity, 6 points from safety, but I'm not even looking that way anymore. I'm not looking that way, I'm just looking upwards. But in terms of looking downwards, you know what to do, Gills fans. Comment in that box below for me. It's just down there on YouTube. Tell everyone about us. Keep retweeting everything. Appreciate you watching. We will see you Saturday for Match Day Live. But until then, up the Gills.